Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another JB&A webinar. This morning, I'm here with David Heeg from Christie Digital, and he is going to go over the new Brio family of products. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Dave. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Laura. Good to talk to everybody here today. My name is David Heeg. I'm the Distribution Channel Sales Manager for Christie Digital. Just real quick, Christie is the world's leading manufacturer of high brightness and high resolution video projectors. We have projectors ranging from 4,000 to 35,000 lumens, XGA all the way to 4K resolution, and in LCD, single chip DLP, and 3-chip DLP platforms. We're best known perhaps in the cinema world, but we're certainly well established in the Pro AV market as well, in houses of worship, higher education, corporate, variety of other different vertical markets. The product we're going to talk about today, though, is not a projector, nor is it a display device. It's Brio. And what Brio is it's a collaborative product that allows multiple users to share content on the screen at the same time without any dongles, without any hardware, without any additional hardware, and with no software to download. What we find is that I don't know where they come up with a number like this, but I'll go with it. More than 1.6 million hours are wasted every day by participants trying to connect their presentation displays. And if you've ever been in a situation where multiple presenters are talking in a room at the same time, you know that this can always this kind of thing always happens, where people are struggling to get the display to recognize their laptop and whatever else. Brio streamlines all of that and makes it a lot simpler to do. There has to be a more effective way to communicate, and guess what? There is. You can now collaborate without boundaries with Brio. As corporations have gone to sort of the BYOD concept, we found that there are a wide variety of different products that are walking into conference rooms that aren't necessarily supported by the IT people or whatever, and it's difficult for those users to be able to share their screens or share whatever their material is on whatever the device happens to be. Brio takes that problem and solves it by allowing you to bring in any device, a tablet, a phone, an Android, whatever, and connect to the display device without any new software, device drivers, or custom hardware. As I said, it's a presentation collaboration solution that allows multiple users to easily share video and audio from their laptop or whatever device through Wi-Fi or through the Ethernet network. Whatever it is that you're looking at, a presentation, a video, or anything else, is very easy to share. We always talk about this in terms of conference rooms and classrooms, and those are easy types of spaces to think of. But imagine an environment where maybe multiple students just get together and huddle up to work on a presentation for a class. Or some sort of open concept office or something like that where they're just sort of collaboration spaces. Brio certainly fits into those types of environments as well. As I said, Brio is very simple to use. Attendees don't need to upload presentations in advance or install new software or anything like that. You walk into the room, you connect your device to Brio, however you want to do it, hardwire or net or wireless, and away you go. There are 4 key value propositions that wrap around Brio. Number 1 is the automatic multi-window video processing that lets you quickly share and compare information. Brio was designed and built by a sister company of Christie, Vista Systems, who are the inventors and the manufacturer of the Vista Spider, which is the world's premier video processing and windowing solution. If you've ever done anything in live events or in a lot of other environments with advanced windowing and so forth, you may have some familiarity with the Vista Spider. These guys know windowing backwards and forwards and inside out. So the fact that they are able to design and bring this product to market with us is a huge help. Number 2, wireless connection to any device removes the hassle of finding the right cable for your connector. Good luck trying to connect your iPad to a display. I mean, it's not like an iPad has multiple different output options or something like that. Internet-enabled multi-site meetings. So using the new Brio Enterprise product, we can take the content of a meeting that we're doing in San Rafael, California, or in Chicago, or whatever, and we can share it with the New York office, the Miami office, the London office, whatever, so that everybody can see what it is that we're working on. And then finally, bi-directional collaboration tools. So we have live interactive whiteboarding back and forth that we can do, and we can then save the whiteboard session for future use and to refer back to it at a later time. There's no additional user interface that's required. You can see here on the right side of your screen an example of what some of the different screen configurations and layouts look like. Up to 5 different sources can be displayed at the same time. One of the neat things about this, the new version of Brio, some of the new software that's going to be coming out in September when the new family expands, or when the Brio family expands, is a whole new display touch control option here. It's going to enable me to click on the little Brio icon in the top right corner of the screen here, and then you're going to see, do this without disconnecting. Hold on. You're going to see the ability to control your different sources on your display, and promote one source over another, or mute different sources or whatever. But then I can also go down here and I can annotate over any display or over any content. I can annotate over a video still, or I can annotate over, you know, a CAD drawing like we see here on the screen, or over a PowerPoint or something like that. So it is a really slick enhancement to the system. There we go. We then have this little subset from the main menu that gives us some additional controls to be able to, again, promote the primary and mute or unmute audio, video, or duplicate the primary output. We still have the meeting manager control from the browser, and this is something that you can surf to from any device and be able to control the meeting. We imagine that this will still be used in education environments and some other places like that. As I mentioned, Whiteboard works in real time, so any participant can use touch-enabled display to add or edit whiteboard content, and that's going to be seen in real time at each location that's part of a meeting. So if it's just, you know, if it's a single location, it doesn't matter. But if you're in different offices, you know, around the country or wherever, they're going to be able to see and annotate right along with you. Audio for all, as it says. Everyone can hear the audio. No more straining, everybody gathering around to listen to tiny laptop speakers. Brio is going to integrate into the audio that's in the room. We now have some new security options that are built in, and the ability to toggle some of this on and off. We can set the session password with expiration time, set it with no expiration time, and so forth. This little eyeball icon in the bottom right corner can allow us to show the password so that we see what it is, so we don't, you know, end up blocking ourselves out of a meeting or something like that. But it just helps to create a more secure environment for the meeting that's in progress. As I've talked about a little bit, the Brio Enterprise product, and I'll get into the difference between the 3 new versions of Brio here in a little bit, but the Brio Enterprise product is going to enable true multi-site collaboration. You see different conference rooms or whatever. You see, you know, the Lone Ranger guy there at about 2 o'clock in this little drawing. On the left-hand side, you see a larger conference room, whatever. I can create my own address book and then invite specific rooms to participate in a meeting, and then send an invitation to those locations where there's a Brio device, and then they are able to join in the meeting. But as I said, the Brio family is expanding to include 3 products. When we launched Brio about a year ago, Brio was a product all by itself, and there were no other products in the family, and it was a network device. We have seen the need, and I'll get into it in a little more details in a couple slides here, but we've seen the need to expand the concept a little bit. So we're going to have 3 different products in this family. Number 1 is going to be Brio Team, which will support wireless Miracast, AirPlay, Microsoft Network Projector, and the Brio Screen Projector, which is an app you can download from the Brio to your device easily. This doesn't require any interaction with corporate network or IT. This is its own freestanding peer-to-peer device. It connects only to the display, and there's no multi-site. I like to think that this and its big brother, the Team Plus, will serve sort of as Trojan horses for the Brio Enterprise product, and as you'll see as we go forward. Team Plus takes all the same features of the Team product and then expands it to also include hardwired inputs for video and audio. And then the Enterprise is going to integrate into a corporate network, environment to support wired or wireless AirPlay, screen projector, Brio screen, etc. It does require a dongle for Miracast, but there are going to be 2 hardwired inputs, and this little window is right in my way of the slide here. But this product is going to require interaction with IT, but it's got the multi-site licensing already enabled within the box itself. So here's a look at the back of the 2 of them, of the 2 different platforms. We have the Team, which is the little guy here, which has integrated Wi-Fi, integrated Miracast, and then 2 DisplayPort outputs. It's a smaller form factor, as you'll see. Then you get into the Team Plus, which adds 2 DVI-D inputs, which you see for inputs, and then 2 DisplayPort outputs. And then the Enterprise is going to require an external dongle via HDMI for Miracast, but then also have the 2 DVI inputs, analog inputs, and the 2 DisplayPort outputs. So how do you install it? It's very simple. You connect the outputs to the displays, connect the output from the Brio to the display, you turn on the power, and then you smile because Brio takes care of everything else, just like it says. It's really that simple. The Brio is sort of the bridge between the device and whatever the device is and the display. And all it is a matter of connecting the display to the Brio, and away you go. As we look across the competitive landscape here, we see that there are a number of different products out there that that can do some of what Brio does, but really nothing does at all, because Brio is hardware based. It's not just a software solution, so we have the ability to plug in different display to go with a hardwired display and so forth. We can have up to 5 different users on the screen at the same time. We have the option of wireless connection for content. It fully supports a bring your own device concept. As I said, with no dongles or hardware or software or anything like that. Full desktop mirroring for Windows, Android, iOS, and OS X across all of those different platforms. The Christie Brio is the only product that does this. In the wireless iteration of the product offers 30 frames a second of video. The hardwired version is 60 frames per second. We have a choice of content through the touch screen, content control, excuse me, through the touch screen, through the browser, which makes it it gives you different options for how you choose to control it. Interactive whiteboard and annotation, bi-directional, so like I said, multiple users across different locations can easily interact with content. And then password protected, wireless audio synchronized with video, which is certainly a nice thing. And then multi-sharing via the internet, where everyone sees and contributes the same info. It's worth pointing out too that this product is probably the lowest cost solution for everything that it does when you compare it to some of the other competitive products that are out there. So this is a great way to allow your team to share and collaborate and not have to spend a bunch of money doing it. Okay, so I'm going to go back and just hit on a couple of things here. One of the ways that we want to stress as far as how to sell this product and is to engage people oftentimes at the C level with your end users. The reason for that is that especially if you're talking about the enterprise product, the product that's going to sit on the network, those folks have they have the budget, but they also have the corporate mandate to solve whatever the problem is. So they can push IT to get involved and assist with the rollout. The hiccup or the delay that we've run into in Brio deployment has been IT. That's why we've developed the Team and the Team Plus. When we first launched Brio, end users, people who said this product will solve the problem that I'm trying to solve, those folks universally loved Brio. They said this is exactly what we need. We would run into trouble with the IT people who said, well, you're not putting that on my network. So it has increased the sales time pretty dramatically. In some cases, a year or more before we start to move any quantity as we sell the IT people on this. So you can get around that a couple of ways. Number one, you start at the C level and show those folks a product like Brio Enterprise, and then let them dictate to the people below them how it's going to go. Or you can start with the folks who are closer to being the end users in some other instances and show them a product like Team or Team Plus. I really recommend going in first with the Team Plus because that's really the more full-featured. That gives you the option of wired or wireless video or wired or wireless input connection. And whereas the Team is going to be limited just to the wireless connection, the Team Plus is going to have that. So these products do not sit on the network. They are completely independent of the network. Therefore, they are not going to be products that are going to really get hung up in that sort of IT black hole as they evaluate it and test it and make sure that it clears all their different security hurdles. So Team and Team Plus are really, like I kind of alluded to earlier, I like to think of that as sort of the Trojan horse. They get in there, they see how easy it is to collaborate and share content on the screen simultaneously, and they say to themselves, boy, if only there was a way to show this content in the boardroom in Minneapolis, that would be really awesome. And then you say, well, guess what? There is. It's called Brio Enterprise. And at that point, they've already seen what it can do and what Brio can do for them, and then they're likely to help to fast track a larger scale rollout. So that's a kind of a look at the three different products in the Brio family. Like I said, it's going to be expanding to have the Team Plus, and the Enterprise product. The Enterprise is going to be is a different product than the original Brio was, with the inclusion of DisplayPort add inputs that has required a little bit of a reconfiguration in terms of the hardware. So it's got different hardware inside, but that's going to enable the Brio itself to run faster, has a new user interface, etc. So it is a different product. The original Brio is not simply being rebranded as a Brio Enterprise. It's actually a whole new and improved product in that sense. So that's really a look at Brio and collaboration from Christie. At this point, I will, if there are any questions, we can certainly entertain those. Or if you want to have more of a private conversation, you can work with your JB&A rep, and they can bring us in, and we can, be happy to talk with you sort of one-on-one if there's something that you would be more comfortable talking about in that kind of a setting. So. Let me see if I can expand this window.
Okay, great. Thanks, Dave. I've got whoops. I'm hearing myself echoing in your speakers.
Let me see if I can mute myself.
Okay. So the first question is, does multi-site require multiple Brios, one for each location?
That's a great question. Yes, it does. To use multiple sites, you would require a Brio location a Brio box for each location.
Okay. And is that with each one of the different versions?
Well, let me make this distinction again. Brio Enterprise is the only product that actually sits on your network and allows multi-site collaboration. So if you want to, if the aim is to be able to do multi-site, the only product that's going to let you do that is Brio Enterprise, and the only way to do that is with a Brio Enterprise box at each location that you want to include. Having a team or a team plus at different locations is not going to solve that, because those are standalone devices that only work within the space that they're installed.
Okay, perfect. That's very clear. Okay, the next question. Maybe you could mute yourself again for a second. Thanks. How does it handle Mac iPad Air with Retina display outputting 2560 by 1600 resolution?
I can't speak to that. I think it's going to adapt to the native resolution of the display. But connecting via AirPlay is very simple. I mean, that part of it is easy. As far as the Retina display, I believe that the Brio is going to, or the limitation is going to be with the display device in the room.
Okay, great. Let's see. Unless somebody has more questions coming in here while I'm talking, it looks like that's it for now. We can, as Dave was mentioning, we're happy to get back to anyone who comes up with questions in the future or wants to go deeper into detail about a specific project. For example, the JB&A team, you can reach us at 415-256-2800, and online, jbanda.com. That's JB&A with the word and spelled out, .com. And the products are available in September. Is that correct, the new ones, Dave?
That is correct. We will have demo units possibly in August, but for sure, as much as you can say anything, for sure, in September. Our intent is to have fully functional demo units when the time comes. So we're pushing for August on that, but the product we're pretty well assured that it'll be a September launch.
Okay. And what about pricing? Someone's asking, do we know yet what the pricing is going to be on these? Not that we need to go over it here, but just timing-wise.
Yes, we do. I'll give you. Can just tell you, MSRP on the Brio Team is $2,900. On the Team Plus, we're looking at $5,900, and on the Brio Enterprise, we will be at $6,500. The astute observer may notice that the Brio Enterprise is slightly more expensive than the original Brio product, and the reason for that is because that incorporates the multi-site license, which was sold separately. So if you add in the license to the current Brio product, it's actually more expensive than the Brio Enterprise will be once that rolls out, and that again is going to have a faster processing, DisplayPort connectivity, and the multi-site license is going to be included with it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, everyone, for your time this morning, and thank you, Dave, for the presentation. Again, reach out to your team over at JB&A and or Dave over at Christie for any questions you may have that come up after the fact here, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.